Greetings, happy Friday, right 10:50. How we doing? Sorry for the delay in getting some videos to you this week, but they want to inundate you with a bunch of information. I sent out some couple of messages through Moodle, give you some updated information as I was starting to get some questions. But I did want you to really give this draft everything that you got. Try to piece together, put some of the things together yourselves, kind of maybe interpret some of the things. And I think by and large, from what I'm seeing and stuff like that, you guys are doing a really good job. So I just wanted to kind of discuss kind of what this weekend looks like for you. So we'll go to the week 4 discussion forum and let's take a look at that. All right, so this week is all about peer review. Let me move my face here. So we're going to submit our rough drafts tonight, and please do keep in mind these are rough drafts, and I want everybody to get an opportunity to see not only to receive feedback from a few of your peers, but also when you're reading someone else, it helps us get ideas. It's like, oh, I forgot to, or maybe that's an interesting way that I could do that. Oh, I didn't address the types of arguments. So, oh, hey, I could talk about logical fallacies, or, oh, hey, that's an interesting way to think about ethos, or that's an interesting way to think about pathos or logos. That's an interesting way to think about the rhetorical situation or context. And so I'm going to send you really kind of deep into each one of the ones that you're going to respond to this weekend. So your initial post is your rhetorical analysis draft as an attachment. So when you go into the discussion board and you start to post your reply, or to make your initial post, to create your thread, or I forget how Moodle terms it. You don't have to embed it into the actual text box. Just add it as an attachment, PDF or a doc. It doesn't matter. Okay, one of those two, one of the acceptable forms that Moodle will like. Then over the weekend, once you see that there are so many posted there, then you go back in, and here is what you'll do for your peer review. Respond to the following in your review of their rhetorical analysis, and this you can put into the text box. You can copy and paste these into a Word document and then also paste that. I'm not concerned about that as long as you answer and address these 10 things in the fellow classmates paper that you decide to review. And as we're doing this too, let's make sure everyone gets a couple. All right. So if you see that no one has responded or replied to a particular students yet, make sure we address the ones that have like 0 comments or 0 responses or 0 replies. Let's do those first as we're going through. So then everyone hopefully gets a couple, maybe 2 or 3. Okay. All right. So you probably notice as you go through these 10 things, as you're looking at the rhetorical analysis, that this is just it's like goes right down the rhetorical analysis assignment description, right? Your introduction, your summary, addressing the rhetorical situation, addressing the context, right? What type of argument? Maybe we can define which one that is, right? What's the rhetorical situation? What's the purpose? Do they identify the types of arguments and claims? And notice every single one of these, do they cite something from the text, right? Are they citing something? They bringing something in as evidence instead of just saying, oh, the author uses pathos. How? Right? So make sure that we think, and when we respond to these things too, just make sure we let our fellow classmates know in as positive way as possible. Say, hey, don't forget, if you see something that's missing, say, hey, don't forget, maybe one of the things you might want to consider is to think about, don't forget, like, maybe there's a logical fallacy, or maybe you've got this, or maybe the ethos, or what about that? Someone may not include pathos because it might not be there. That's always possible. Pathos is not necessarily always present in every single one. Ethos is going to be always present because the author either is strong in their ethos or has credibility, or they don't, or maybe less credible versus more credible, those kind of things. So address each one of these to your fellow classmates. As I said, you can do it as a standalone document and then attach it and send it to them through that way on the discussion board, or you can write it or you can answer these questions, like on your own separate doc and then copy and paste it in. Either way, I'm not too picky about that as long as the student can see it and I can see it on the discussion board. All right, so that's our big task for the weekend. Everything that I'm reading and seeing so far is really looking good. Remember, this is just a draft, so there's going to be revisions. So do not freak out this weekend. Have a great weekend. You all stay safe and stay awesome. See ya.